You know, it must be tough working in the job centre. You get sacked one day and you still have to come in the next. Anyway, welcome to episode 10 of the Allotment Diaries in an adventure in taste and time. Changing the format a little bit here, a little bit there. So here at home I'll talk about what is germinating and what is, and more importantly what isn't working as seedlings. But first let's go over to plot 35 where we'll look at progress, preparation and planting and polytunnel news. Beautiful evening over the allotments. So nice. We've had dinner, cooked dinner for the family and we're here. Right, mixed news this week, but some news from last week, updates on last week. But first of all, the orchard area, difficult to see, but the little vines, particularly this one, are showing life, but it appears to be when these are grapevines where they're grafted on. So I think nearly everything here in the orchard zone, apart from this currant bush, is showing some signs of life, which is great. More action every time on the raspberries. I think I'm going to have to do another weed of those soon. We'll talk about weeding again in just a second. Here are our rhubarb, and you see all the crowns have germinated. I don't know if that means I get any rhubarb this year or not, but we'll definitely, hopefully we'll at least get some off this one, this bad boy at the end. Now this area, it doesn't look very assuming at the moment, but there has been lots of work here. I've been thoroughly weeding it. All the perennials have dug out, and I've just been doing a quick hoe of the odd little annual left over it. And the reason is asparagus is going in here, and you want to try and get as much out of weeds before you put your asparagus crowns in, because they sit near the surface. They can easily get weeded out. They advise you only ever to hand weed. The missing polytunnel. I've been very unobservant, and so have you actually. You'll see in a moment. Not really. I mean, I have been, not you. These broad beans now are looking, if not healthy, looks like we'll get something from them. Peas for salad coming along. No life yet from the parsnips and carrots. Beetroot, I've planted these out. Hopefully finally get some beetroot grown myself. Where I've done them at home, not enough light, and great for salads with the leaves. Leafy leaves used in the salad, but not a single golf ball sized beetroot to actually be eaten. Let's hope we're better here. Now, let's just go. It's been a little bit of mixed pleasures with the seedlings, and in here, right, most are looking okay. I think, although one of those little asparaguses don't look happy. I'm growing these, and I know what to do now. I'm potting these asparagus, because sometimes you buy crowns and they don't come up by next year. And I've got crowns on order. If they haven't, I should have replacement crowns to put in their place, and it's just pennies to get the seeds. So the crown's a bit more expensive, but it gives you a year advantage at least on actually getting some fruit or some vegetables. Spring onions, they should be going out soon, as these raw beans. The summer Cabbage looking okay. Cauliflower, not happy. When I went away, I let it dry out, and it seemed to kill killed some off, or made me very unhappy. You know, I've watered them regularly since, but there we go. And on globe artichokes, I think they should be getting planted out soon. So lots of work to do. And finally, these are going out soon. I'll show you in a minute that the canes, which I have shown you before, are all ready for them. These are Lord Leicester peas. And I was wandering around the other day, and I suddenly stopped in my tracks when I saw this. Sandwiched between my bags, there's my polytunnel cover. And it must have been some kind soul saw it was in trouble, grabbed it, and popped it there. And sure enough, really, really nice neighbours actually. They're from Madeira, lovely people from a lovely island if you ever get a chance to go there. They've been here a good number of years, so I've had a few chats with them. They spotted that the polytunnel was in trouble, that the cover was going to come off, and they went and grabbed it off it and stuck it in there. So my challenge now is, how do you strengthen an existing polytunnel cover? So I've got some thinking to do there, Googling actually. In fact, in last week's episode, Dude, Where's My Polytunnel?, the polytunnel cover was there for all to see. Look at these strawberries. I wonder if I should feed them soon. I think I can feed them with some of my homemade feed, which I'm going to be making some more of for this year soon. Subject to another video. The blueberries, remember last time this one was just in bud, now it's in flower, in leaf, and the one that was in leaf before is being to flower. So, as you see, this is where the peas are going to go. Talk of things like that, I'll go around here because the sun will be in our eyes. The bean trench is now complete. 2 layers of kitchen scraps and some blood, fish and bone chucked in there, so it should be really all ready. And some animals have already had a little go to see what's going on in there. And over here are my early potatoes, which are not up yet. So now I think it's getting to the point where we've got to split this into 2 parts. So we'll pick this up at home, where you'll sort of see what is happening with the seedlings and what I'm getting up to over there. Mixed results back here in my garden. I've moved my lettuces over here during the day. While I was away, they did get dried out, but most of them are still suffering. I'm beginning to think it's just not too much to dehydrating, because wilting you should recover, and they're not recovering. I'm beginning to think it's more they either got too much hot or even too much sunlight. Not my usual problem. There's a bit of weeding needing there, but in here, some chard, not doing much. Spring onions again. I thought for a change, I'd see if microgreens germinate without being put with pressure and darkness to start with. It turns out they don't. Again, from when I was away, all my radishes stopped, so I've re-sown those. And down there's some herbs, coriander, dill and parsley sown but not germinated. So a little bit of must do better here. So, under the grow lights that I've recently got, lots of tomatoes. Some of them grew quite leggy, and even in the pots some of them are coming out still quite a lot, even though I've buried as much stalk as possible. One breed, Sky Monish, in particular, just grew from germination very, very tall, very, very quickly. The rest, I think it was down to my lights, which I've just replaced with this dodgy, well, hopefully no, not dodgy bracket, homemade bracket. Either being too dim, not having the full broad bandwidth of light, or both, making them go a bit leggy. And also just starting to germinate some more lettuces to replace the rather sad ones outside, or to supplement them, I should say. Just to also add on a shelf up here, which I'm going to have to put into another window, we have our cucumbers, and the last two rows has some red cabbage, which I hope will be good for Christmas dinner. Well, that's it for this week. Like and subscribe if you wish. See you next time. But first